Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Serena Karsono. Today I'm going to tell you a story. The title of the story is Literary Trading Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl called Literary Trading Hood who lives at the edge of a big dark forest. Literary Trading Hood had a grandmother who lived on her own in a cottage on the other side of the forest. One day, Literary Trading Hood set off to visit her grandmother for lunch, as she did every week. Literary Trading Hood skipped along the path through the forest, but soon she became tired and stopped to rest under a tree. As she closed her eyes, she heard a voice behind her. "Hello, little girl, are you lost?"
"I'm not lost. I'm going to visit my grandmother, who lives in a cottage on the other side of the forest,"
Literary Trading Hood replied. What Literary Trading Hood didn't know was that she was talking to a big bad wolf. The big bad wolf wanted to gobble up Literary Trading Hood right then, but he decided he would race ahead to grandmother's cottage so he could gobble them both up for lunch. The wolf ran ahead until he reached Literary Trading Hood's grandmother's cottage. He knocked on the door and listened.
"Who's there?"
called a voice from inside.
"It's me, Literary Trading Hood,"
replied the wolf. The wolf opened the door, and before Literary Trading Hood's grandmother could even scream, he gobbled her right up. Quickly, the wolf put on her nightcap and glasses and took himself up in bed. When Literary Trading Hood reached her grandmother's cottage, she knocked on the door and called out,
"Grandmother, it's me, Literary Trading Hood."
"Come in," said a voice from inside the cottage. Literary Trading Hood opened the door and went inside. Literary Trading Hood thought that her grandmother looked a little strange, so she switched on a lamp near the bed.
"Grandmother, what big eyes you have!"
exclaimed Literary Trading Hood. "All the better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf. Literary Trading Hood crept a little closer.
"Grandmother, what big ears you have!"
gasped Literary Trading Hood.
"All the better to hear you with, my dear,"
replied the wolf. Literary Trading Hood crept right up to the bed.
"Grandmother, what big teeth you have!"
cried Literary Trading Hood as she light glinted off the wolf's teeth. "All the better to eat you with," shouted the wolf, leaping out of bed. Literary Trading Hood screamed and swung her basket as hard as she could at the big bad wolf. The basket was very heavy and it knocked the wolf right over. Just then, the door to the cottage swung open and Literary Trading Hood's father arrived on his way home from wood chopping. Literary Trading Hood told her father all about the big bad wolf and how he had eaten her grandmother and tried to eat her too. Literary Trading Hood's father grabbed the wolf, squeezed his tummy, and out popped Literary Trading Hood's grandmother. Literary Trading Hood's grandmother was very happy to be back and agreed to come for dinner at Literary Trading Hood's house. Literary Trading Hood, her grandmother, and her father walked out of the cottage and pulled the door closed behind them. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.